Well, g'day there, traders right around the world. Thank you so much for joining me in this Monday afternoon market recap. What I'll do, I'll have a look at the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the Nasdaq and go through some of our top 12 individual trades, which we track each and every week in our pro analysis class, and just update you on any price movements which have taken place as at Monday afternoon. If we start with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you can see that although the market has rallied, it did rally 75 points today, this of course being Monday the 25th of August's trading session. You can see that we are still quite away from our arbitrary bullish trade trigger. Let me just bring up my pen drawing tool before I go any further, just so I can explain this to you. Although the market again has rallied a nice little day, it hasn't actually broken above our bullish trigger. Around this level, around 17,173, we will be confident once we get a close and a continuation above that the market is going to at least trend or get back into that bullish trend, the continuation of the bullish trend, which is really established since breaking out in June 2014. We have seen that intermediate retracement. It hasn't been really into that location which we expected, being that primary bullish trend line, but at the moment the market continues to move higher. We at least need to recognize that and of course trade in that current direction. That's part of me having a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's have a look at the S&P. The S&P did get very close to that arbitrary 2002 entry, which we've had set up since pro last week. This is a huge psychological round number. It's a level where the S&P hasn't actually traded at before, so you do expect the market to slow down, at least experience a couple of inside days, maybe potentially a little bit of a retracement back into those exponential moving averages before we get enough momentum and buying pressure to sustain prices above 2002. So please keep that in mind if the market does continue higher in Tuesday's trading session. To finish with the Nasdaq again, nice little gap up, but we have what we call a spinning top candlestick. The net movement was higher. Yes, that is, we are up close to 20 points, but you can see by the color of the candlestick that we actually closed lower than the open. This is still saying that there is bullish momentum, but there is a little bit of indecision and at least a bit of selling pressure coming into where the Nasdaq is trading, that of course being just above 4,550 points. So very interesting look at the three markets. Overall, the markets are still continuing to climb higher. We do not have the confirmation breakout yet of the continued bullish trend. Will it occur? Potentially, yes, it will. Will it occur this week? Who knows? But please expect these markets to at least slow down a little bit before we get that definitive signal, either higher or at least transitioning into a little bit of a bearish channel. Let's go through some individual top 12 stocks which we've had a look at over the weekend. Apple we got involved with or last week anyway, at originally $100.34. We set up a second entry around $101.74. Both have triggered at the moment. And again, if you were in Apple last week, this is a quite profitable trade which you're in at the moment, and as of today's candle session, at least you're involved in the potential trend breakout and continuation taking place in Apple. If you are in this potential stock, or if you are in Apple, set your stop to the low of potentially going back to Wednesday's candlestick last week. Just set it below that 10 exponential moving average and let this stock run if it wants to. Let's move into Amazon. Amazon, no trade trigger yet. We've got our 344 bullish entry, our 320 bearish entry. No movement whatsoever in Amazon. AXP, still bouncing into our first target. If you are in this trade, congratulations. You should be out of this position at around 89.78. We are starting to influence and interact, I should say, with that 50 exponential moving average. At least expect prices to slow down and potentially oscillate down to this old support level once more. Baidu, this is something that I am very excited about. We have not seen that Bollinger Band breakout yet, but it is getting tighter. So now you can consider bringing down that bullish entry. At the moment, I'm leaving mine at 223. Okay, no real major movement yet, but this volatility is going to break out and it most likely is going to occur this week. You only need one good trade a week and that will do you. Baidu is essentially that for me as I analyze the markets and analyze our top 12 individual trades. Caterpillar, not a whole lot going on there. FAS again continuing that breakout. Initial entry was 105.23, a second entry 106.22. Both are nice and profitable. Look for this to at least, and I say this with sincerity, to retest this old pivot point before we get the next pop higher. If you've missed FAS or you're hesitant to get into it today, watch for the retest and another buying opportunity in this potential ETF. Google, not a lot happening today, a little bit of a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, no real net movement. Yes, we were speaking about the fact that this could be a bull flag, potentially it could still break out, we'll soon see. HD, moving sideways as we expected. We're looking for the next buying opportunity off that 10 or 20 exponential moving average. Pay attention to that. The time is not right at the moment. The same with JPM. JPM is broken above our 59.43 entry. We did get involved in it a couple of weeks ago or 2 weeks ago down here, Both are very nice trades. Just watch JPM to come up to around $60.50 in the coming week, maybe even 2 weeks it might take to get there. Netflix, no trade is triggered as at Monday. It's still moving higher, but today we did see a little bit of a doji candlestick, which is quite interesting at pretty much an all-time high. So please pay special attention to Netflix in the coming days. It'll be very interesting to see what type of candlestick we get in Tuesday's candle session. Also, Starbucks. This is quite interesting. We are sort of setting up into a Bollinger Band squeeze. It's not really a textbook, but it's just a little bit choppy. If I switch to the oscillators, you can still see, that they are technically in that bullish alignment. So things still look good for Starbucks in the way of higher prices. It's just been a little bit messy on the way up. That's one thing I want you to take note in your notes if you are analyzing and are also trading and am in Starbucks, to take note of how it's a little bit, messy and a little bit volatile, but the overall net movement is still up. It's just in a bit of an awkward trading environment and situation at the moment. To conclude with, we have XOM. XOM starting to break down. This was an earnings play we had. It's sort of stabilized. It's gone more or less sideways. You could call this a long bear flag, and we could be starting to roll over. 97.70 still looks pretty decent. Trading down to, I believe, that 200 simple moving average. No, it is not. It is an old support level, around $96.15. So that's a pretty good market update for Monday's trading session, along with our top 12 individual trades. Have a fantastic Tuesday trading session. I'll be back on Wednesday to update you with what the market is doing, unless, of course, we see a major bullish movement or bearish movement on Tuesday's price action, which I just need to obviously inform you of. All the best, ladies and gentlemen, traders right around the world, students of Pivot Point Trading. Have a great evening. Goodbye.